Come on now, fellas! We've got to answer the bell. Now let's go!
That was fantastic. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate that. Oh, man. Welcome into Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and joint with the Lee Company studio. And, folks, today begins year number 4. It is our third anniversary show, and we are so glad to have you guys with us. You have been the reason we are able to continue doing what we do, and we certainly appreciate all the support that you've given us over the last several years, and we hope that you will continue to come back each and every day for the most timely and comprehensive sports news discussion in all of Middle Tennessee. I'm Chris Yao. He's Maurice Patton, and welcome. And
it's not my birthday.
It's not your birthday, but it is.
I mean, it's the show's birthday. It's Chris's birthday. It's not my birthday. I don't celebrate them anymore, so I've kind of got enough of them under my belt.
So, listen, we're good. I don't need no more birthdays, but yeah, we are excited. Got a great show as we get a chance to talk to Independence football coach Scott Stidham. He's going to join us on Coach's Corner here in just a moment. Terry McCormick, of course, at the top of the hour with the Titans update. And we have Justin Adams coming to you all the way from Denver, Colorado, and CBS Sports. And he's going to talk a little bit about the Buffs. We'll talk about Travis Hunter and all of the things that go along with that. But, of course, the Pac-12 as well, who are certainly reaping the rewards of a fantastic season thus far. So
the Pac-12 is nothing if not fascinating right now.
Ain't no doubt. So looking forward to a great show. Hope you guys will stick around with us. We've got a lot to get to, including a little anniversary. Since we're talking to Justin Adams, on this day, 25 years ago, Mo, Deion Sanders returned a punt for a touchdown, caught a 55-yard pass as a wide receiver, and had a pick 6 in a Monday Night Football game against the Giants in 1998.
Was that pick 6 against Danny Cannell?
I think it was. I think that was the pick 6 that ended Cannell's career, basically.
Well, we can thank him for that, if nothing else.
Well,
yeah.
I feel like if Cannell may have had a better career in the NFL, he wouldn't be talking so much crap on the internet today. But here we are. Here we are.
I mean, this dude is, yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know, but yeah.
He's bitter for sure.
About something, for whatever reason. Yeah. Don't ask me. I don't know. Yeah. But here we are. Anyway, we've got a lot to get to. Let's get into it. We've got yesterday's results and today's schedule, and let's give it to you on the rundown.
This is the Rundown.
The Thursday Rundown is brought to you by Mockingbird Title and Escrow, an attorney-owned and operated full-service title company in Middle Tennessee that will get your deals closed without worry and fuss. A family business that offers the highest level of expertise in the industry when it comes to closing and funding your real estate transactions. Consider them part of your team. Call 615-274-8698 or visit mockingbirdtitletn.com.
Don't forget that TN.
TN.
Very important.
Mockingbirdtitletn.com.
Just like when you're emailing us, don't forget the TN.
If you want us to get it. Yeah.
So, volleyball action yesterday. One game in just about everything, well, in everything except Major League Baseball. Volleyball, Siegel defeated Wilson Central 3-0. Girls soccer, Creekwood doubled up Waverly 2-1. WNBA, the Connecticut Sun win the series 2-1 over the Minnesota Lynx with a 90-75 win. In an MLS play, it was the Nashville Soccer Club 3, Kansas City 0-0. And in Major League Baseball, the Phillies edged the Braves in 10 innings 6-5. It was the Twins 5, Reds 3, Orioles 2-1 winners over the Astros 2-1 winners over the Orioles. Mets 8-3 over the Marlins. Pirates 13-7 winners against Chicago Cubs. The Brewers down the Cardinals 8-2. And in minor league play, the Sounds with a 6-4 win over the Jumbo Shrimp of Jacksonville.
Today's volleyball action at 4:30 today. Hunters Lane is at Lawson. Also, Ezel Harding is at Nashville Christian, and Zion Christian hosts Lancaster Christian. At 5 o'clock today, Gallatin is at Green Hill. Hillsborough travels to John Overton. Lebanon hosts Warren County. Columbia Academy hosts a Good Pasture. I'm sorry. That USN Columbia Academy match is at 5:30. So is Friendship Christian at Good Pasture. Middle Tennessee Christian at Providence Christian. At 6, Montgomery Central goes to Cheatham County. Collinwood hosts Mount Pleasant. Culleoka is at Fayetteville. Marshall County goes to Giles County. Harpeth hosts Fairview. Lawrence County hosts Shelbyville. Hampshire goes to Lewis County. Oakland is at Riverdale. At 6:30, Coffee County visits Columbia Central. Cookville hosts Stewart's Creek. Spring Hill is at Franklin County. Smyrna hosting Laverne, and Blackman is at Siegel.
Girls soccer action this afternoon at 4:30. John Overton welcomes Fowler Collegiate at 5 o'clock. Donaldson Christian is at Ezel Harding. Davidson Christian is at Friendship Christian. Hunters Lane welcomes Glencliff, and Middle Tennessee Christian will be at Providence Christian. Also at 5 is STEM Academy at home against Independence Academy. Franklin Road Academy goes to University School of Nashville. At 5:30, St. Cecilia is at Ensworth. Lead Academy welcomes Martin Luther King. Loretto plays host to Culleoka, and Creekwood is at Clarksville Northwest at 6 o'clock. Also at 6, Lawrence County at Columbia Academy. Lawson hosting Fairview. Kirkwood at home against Sycamore. Hume Fogg going to Livingston Academy, and Clarksville Academy is at Montgomery Central. Smyrna welcomes Webb School. Portland goes to Station Camp. Watertown plays host to White County, and this Clarksville Northwest White House Heritage probably ain't happening since I've said that both of those are playing somebody else today. I don't know.
These are all 6:30 starts. Dixon County is at Clarksville Northeast. Christ Presbyterian hosts Harpeth Hall. Harpeth is at Greenbrier. Springfield goes to Macon County. Rockvale hosts Siegel. Warren County is at Spring Hill. Again, those were all at 6:30. At 7, Independence is at Centennial. Columbia Central is at Coffee County. Franklin hosting Summit. Tullahoma goes to Giles County. Beach is at Green Hill. Lebanon hosts Laverne. Rossview travels to Liberty Creek. Antioch is at Merrill Hyde. Wilson Central goes to Mount Juliet. Nolansville hosts Brentwood. Blackman travels to Oakland. Ravenwood is at Page. Father Ryan is at Pope Prep. Riverdale is at Stewart's Creek. Hopkinsville, Kentucky is at West Creek. And Gallatin is at White House.
Major League Baseball action as we speak, Mo. We have, let's see here. Who's playing right now?
Right now, Brewers and Cardinals.
Brewers and Cardinals. And the Brewers a 6-0 leader in the bottom of the 7th, but the Cardinals do have 2 on with 2 out. Oh, no, they don't. Just kidding. At the end of the 7th, it's Brewers 6, Cardinals nothing. My, how quickly things can change.
Yeah.
The Braves are at the Nationals tonight at 6 o'clock, or well, 6:05. At 6:40, the Pirates will be at Chicago Cubs. Minor league action, it is the Nashville Sounds hosting reigning National League Cy Young winner Sandy Alcantara as he makes a rehab start for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp at First Horizon Park. So make sure to get out there for that one if you have an opportunity, because he'll be worth the price of admission. I promise you. College football action tonight, 6:30 on ESPN. Georgia State is at Coastal Carolina. You can check out the teal turf there for the Chanticleers. Arkansas Pine Bluff will be in Huntsville tonight at Alabama A&M for a 6:30 kick on ESPNU. Heck, if you leave now, you probably have time to tailgate before the game starts. And National Football League action. The Giants are at San Francisco at 7:15 on Amazon Prime, and they are hoping that history does not repeat itself tonight. They don't need nobody taking kicks, punts, and pick sixes back for touchdowns tonight. So they're hoping that
but it is Daniel Jones. So
it is Daniel Jones. It could happen.
It could happen. Yeah.
But that is your rundown. Top stories brought to you by Piggly Wiggly over in Neely's Mill Shopping Center. Always delicious. You can get meat and vegetables, meat and 2 or meat and 3, or vegetable plates or lunch. You can get lunch for very inexpensive. It's worth it. Trust me.
For the low.
The low price. And of course, fresh hand cut meats on a daily basis, fresh produce each and every day. And of course, it's just cost plus 10% at the register. So go see those folks at Neely's Mills, Piggly Wiggly, or the Hoggly Woggly. It's your choice.
Big pig.
Yeah, exactly. Top story today, Mo. There are reports that Ohio State Athletic Director Gene Smith has made comments about recruits.
Okay, hold on.
Perhaps.
Let me stop you.
Okay.
What's the difference in a comment and a statement? If there is a difference, I think Gene Smith has made a statement.
Okay, and that very well may
He's done so in written form.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
basically said that recruits are asking for dollar figures just to visit a potential college campus. And boy, you want to talk about slippery slopes. I think we've hit the slope, and they are slipping and sliding all the way down it.
from the Columbus Dispatch, posted yesterday afternoon, Ohio State Athletic Director Gene Smith has claimed in a written testimony, and that's a written testimony to a House Committee on Small Business.
Okay.
That it has, quote, become common for potential prospective college athletes to ask for $5,000 merely to visit a school's campus. Smith's assertion comes on the same day he and others from across the world of college athletics appeared before the House Committee on Small Business in Washington to discuss the impact of NIL rules on college sports. Smith is among those who believe federal legislation is needed. Quote, a practice of asking a school for a fee to simply visit campus has emerged. Asking for $5,000 just to visit has become common. During visits, discussions now emerge regarding how much a student athlete can expect from NIL, Smith wrote in his testimony.
All right, so my assumption is that you're testifying before Congress, you're under oath. And so you got to expect that this is firsthand knowledge, because otherwise it'd be really tough to say that to Congress under the penalty of perjury.
Here's my thing. If I'm the NCAA, I want to sit down with Gene Smith and say, Gene, you said a practice of asking a school for a fee to simply visit campus has emerged. Asking for $5,000 just to visit has become common. What was your response?
Sorry.
Did you indeed pay recruits $5,000 just to visit? Because that's a violation.
Here is, if I'm the NCAA, and please understand that in almost all cases, when it is involving the NCAA, its member institutions, and the players, I am almost always on the side of the players. In this instance, I am not on the side of the players.
Because
they ought not get money just to come to your school.
Okay,
that is paying for.
Well, okay, here's the thing though. I don't get everything I ask for in life. Do you?
No.
So
But
if it's being asked for, just because it's being asked for doesn't mean you have to give it to them.
That's
and again,
right.
that's my question to Gene Smith. Did you give it to him or not?
And then my follow-up question after he vehemently denies it is, please tell me which athletes these are. Because at that point,
Did they wind up at your school?
did they wind up at the school? 2,
Where else did they visit?
where else did they visit? And if there is proof that they were ever given money, they're ineligible. Done. That's the only way to stop it. It's the only way to nip it in the bud. You don't have to have Congress to do this.
And
This is a very simple thing. Tell me who it was, prove that it happened, and you know what? Even if you did pay them, we're gonna slap your wrist. But if you tell us you paid them, they're done.
again, just because they're asking for it doesn't mean they have to get it. And
But they shouldn't be asking for it. That's my problem. No, they should not be asking. It's blatant disregard for the rules.
Hey, I mean, closed mouth don't get fed.
I understand that, but this is not about getting fed. This is about extortion. This is extorting colleges.
Okay. And again, you don't have to pay it.
I understand that, but I'm not going to say it's okay for the player to ask. It's absolutely not okay. Players, don't be asking for this. Is ridiculous.
Players, if you can get it, get it.
No, that's absurd. That's absurd. Why would you be? Why are we sitting here telling kids to break the rules?
The kids aren't breaking the
Yes,
rules
they are.
by asking.
Yes, they are. They are breaking the rules because they know if they accept it, they have broken the rules.
They know if it's given to them, rules have been broken.
Okay.
Which is a gigantic case of splitting hairs.
Is
it
it?
is. But
Is
I mean,
it worse?
the schools know what the rules are, just like the players
Absolutely.
are supposed to.
Absolutely. I'm not saying the schools are not a problem here. I'm not saying that the school's paying it. Somebody's paid it or they wouldn't be asking.
Exactly.
This is what I'm saying. The only way to nip this in the bud is to say, if we find out you got paid, you are done.
Okay. But
And
in concert with, if we find out you got paid, you are done, has to be, if we find out you paid, then there are repercussions for you as well.
okay, but what if I'm working with the NCAA? What if Danny White says, all right, NCAA, first person that asks me for $5,000, I'm giving it to him. Then what? The NCAA comes out and says, in a sting operation.
Yeah, the UT was rated, right? Yeah.
I mean, look, I fully expect Gene Smith, clearly not in favor of this. Can't imagine that there are many institutions out there willing to just give $5,000 to every 5-star that comes around. That's a lot of money eventually.
Especially if you don't get them.
Especially if you don't get them. So the next thing you know, these institutions are going to be like,
we're out a lot of money for players we didn't get.
And
That's not in our budget.
if you need our help, we're here to help, because this has got to stop. And here's the thing. Again, I'm not on the side. I think both sides would be wrong to do it. I don't think the players ought to be asking. I certainly don't think the schools ought to be obliging. It's fine. If
But there are going to be some schools that will oblige for the simple fact that, like you said, these are 5-star recruits.
Absolutely.
If we don't give it to them, somebody else will. And that's the thought process.
And you don't.
Somebody's going to give it to them. Somebody's going to get this kid.
And you don't think SMU, who is going to the ACC and needs Power 5 players, you don't think that they're passing out as much as they can give out? Absolutely.
Certainly wouldn't be a first time.
Exactly. Well, I mean, 100%. So, yeah, especially in the world of college realignment, and you got folks trying to get a leg up in the new conference, I certainly think that it's possible. What I'm saying is that I think you got to be careful. I think both sides, one for players, because is it worth not being able to play college football over $5,000? When if you're a 5-star, you know it's going to be your NIL money is going to be far greater than that. Mm-hmm. And I don't mind them asking what kind of NIL can I expect here, because that's the thing.
Now that's the next thing, because my understanding at the advent of NIL was supposed to be that was something that you earned with your collegiate experience, performance. So I don't understand how NIL is being discussed before you get on campus, before your eligibility clock starts running.
Let me tell you the answer, and then it'll make sense. I think what they should, how they should answer it versus how they answer it is completely different things. Mm-hmm. How they should answer it is, well, players who starters have a tendency to make a figure range among here. Guys who, maybe aren't starting, our collective is paying such and such money for player autographs and for player appearances. And if, maybe if you're not a starter, you can expect to make this much. And if you're a walk-on or you're not playing a whole lot, you might expect to make this range from nothing to $500. And that's how you should answer the question. Mm-hmm. Is I can't tell you how much you're going to make, but here is what the players who are doing certain things are making through NIL. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a good way to go about it. Now, obviously, they're not answering it that way. They're saying, well, we're going to make sure you get $100,000 in T-shirt money right off the top. We're going to put your name on a T-shirt and pretend like we sold 200,000 of them, and you're going to get 50 cents on each T-shirt. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And whatever. But that's really how it goes. It's just really interesting because, yes, you're right. It should be based on your name, image, and likeness that you have developed in your college career. Now that we have NIL at the high school level, however, you've already built your brand. So you can go to that collective and say, I know my worth. I know I can sell 100,000 T-shirts. You're going to give me $1 off every T-shirt. And I'm going to need it up front. You know what I mean? So I just think that there's a lot that goes into it, though. And I think that this is not where it needs to be, though.
This is not something that the federal government needs to be involved in.
Zero reason.
There's no way that this situation gets better with the federal government's involvement in it.
There's no question there. You'll never get an argument from me out of that statement. I promise you. Let's take a break. When we come back, we've got Independence football coach Scott Stidham joining us here on Coach's Corner, and we'll hand out a little hardware. So stick around. Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid Tennessee Bond and Joint, is back in just a moment. Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net.
Custom Stone Handlers supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com. Mockingbird Title and Escrow is an attorney-owned and operated full-service title company in Middle Tennessee. We get your deals closed without worry and fuss. We're a family business that offers the highest level of expertise in our industry when it comes to closing and funding your real estate transactions.
And it's a job I really love. I'm passionate about this. I'm enthusiastic about this. I like to think we're pretty well-rounded and can deal with a wide range of needs and a wide range of clients.
Call 615-274-8698 today.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Oh, man. Welcome back into Main Street Sports today, our 3-year anniversary edition. And we're glad to have you guys with us. Looking forward to this next segment. As I'm Chris Yao, he's Mo Patton, and we are getting ready to bring in one of our favorite area coaches on Coach's Corner, presented by From the Heart Cafe in Chapel Hill. If you've not had a chance to go see Renee Hart and the fine folks at From the Heart, make sure to go and do just that. She'll keep you fed. She'll keep you happy. If you're headed out to Henry Horton State Park, she's just right there on the right, just before you get to the park, so don't forget it. We welcome in now Independence football coach Scott Stidham, as they have a massive game coming up this week in region play against the Ravenwood Raptors, and Coach Will Hester coming off of a big win up at Shackle Island against the Beach Bucks. Coach, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the win last week.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having us. It's a big win when you can beat a great program like Beach, for sure.
Chris, you mentioned that Scott Stidham is one of our favorites. I'm going to go a step further and say he's certainly this year one of the hardest working coaches in high school football. Beach was the first game in 4 that was not at least one overtime for the Eagles, winning 2 of those, a triple overtime matchup against Page back in week 2 and double OT at Franklin prior to the 28-7 win at Beach. Coach, you were up 28-0 in the 4th. Were you wary on more than one level of a 4-touchdown Beach comeback at any point, or?
Well, we were, it was 14-0 at halftime, and we had to kick off to them. So we were very wary at that point of them getting the ball and driving down to score for sure. But we got a big stop, and and they stopped us. But after we punted, our punter, Andrew Bingham, who's been great for us all year, flipped the field. They were pinned in deep, and they turned it over at midfield and allowed us to go up 21-0, and that seemed to kind of take some of the wind out of their sails. And once we got up 28, it was 28. They scored with 2 minutes left. At that point, I felt pretty good about it.
Thought you were going to get home at a decent hour, I guess. Hey, you mentioned.
I'm not sure. We might have gotten home earlier than we did on the double overtime at Franklin and some of the triple overtimes at home. So yeah, we didn't. It wasn't that late for our kids.
There you go. You mentioned Andrew Bingham, your punter. Special teams has always been kind of a point of pride for Independence, and they over this last 8-10 years, I guess, they've had some punters and some kickers, and you've got one of each with Andrew Bingham and with Landrick Majewski, who was huge for you in that Page game in particular. How much of a comfort is it when you've got guys like that who can flip the field, who can put points on the board for you when the offense stalls, on the plus side of the field, that kind of thing?
Sure, it's huge. And you're right, the tradition of specialists at Independence goes for a long time, long before I was here. We're just fortunate to still have two great ones right now in our program. And Andrew Bingham, again, he's been great. Averaging over 40 yards a punt through 5 games. That's special in high school. And then Landrick Majewski's been outstanding kicking field goals and extra points. Well, he made the field goal to win it against Page in triple overtime. Well, last year he had an opportunity to win the game at Brentwood as the time went off the clock, and he barely missed it. So we ended up losing in overtime. So I was really happy for him. And for him to have success, because he's just a junior, and it was a lot we put on him last year, but we sure are glad to have him with us now.
Coach, Mo and I talk a lot about the fact that in 6A ball you don't see it very often, guys playing Ironman football, but you've got a couple of guys who play both ways, and that's very, very typical actually for Independence, as we've noted on a couple of occasions. So what is it about your kids that kind of selfless in playing both ways, both offense and defense, and trying to play that whole 48 minutes?
Yeah, we have several. We try to, as many as we can, just have one way players, but to add depth to it, we have to practice both ways with most of our kids. And then you got a talent like a Steel Katina and a Luke McNeely begs me every time to go in as a free safety, even though he's our quarterback. So the kids just love playing football here, and they enjoy the process that it takes to prepare. And so they do that. They work hard all summer to get themselves in condition, and they're all such great kids and so really coachable. And then we have an outstanding coaching staff that does a great job with it.
Second-year Independence football coach Scott Stidham joining us here on Coach's Corner, presented by From the Heart Cafe over in Chapel Hill. Coach, looking at the first half of your schedule, you guys came through at 3-2, but you open up at the 3-time defending Class 6A state champion. You continue by hosting the 2-time Class 5A reigning, I guess. I don't know if you're defending anything if you're runner-up, but back-to-back state finals for Page. Beach was in the state championship game in 6A last year. Do you feel like this first half of your schedule has kind of accomplished what you had hoped for when you put it together?
I think so. When you start with Oakland, it was a great measuring stick to see where we were. And I looked, I think it was in last week's rankings that 4 of our first 5 opponents were ranked in their class in the top 10. So, it was a battle for us. We do have some kids banged up that haven't been able to play in all 5. That's the one risk in football when you play a really difficult schedule. But I love it. Our kids love competing. It's not fun scheduling games just to schedule games. So we want to challenge ourselves. These kids like to compete and show up every Friday night and see where we are against the best. And that's who we've played, and it's not changing any this Friday with Ravenwood by any means.
What have you seen from week 1 to, week 6 tomorrow night out of your ball club, Coach?
Now, we've improved quite a bit. We've become our offensive line's probably one of the most improved with being more physical because when you start against having to block Oakland, again, you're blocking the best. And then it continues from there. Every week it's been a challenge for us, but offensive line's really improved. Luke McNeely has improved as a quarterback. He played for us a lot as a safety last year and also receiver. And we moved him to quarterback, and he continues to grow and get better. So just offensively as a whole, and a lot of it's our offense has evolved and changed with Coach Parker and the staff this year. So, but we feel good about it as we continue to improve. And our whole program is about getting a little bit better every day, and we need to continue to do that as we go through the rest of this year.
Coach, we mentioned the overtime games, and as you really start getting into district play here with, 4 of your final 5 games are district opponents. How important is it, going into this district with this very difficult Ravenwood, Brentwood, Summit, Overton left, that your kids understand playing 48 minutes? You don't at no point do you have your kids kind of been able to coast in a game. So it really kind of feels like it's important to know that 48 minutes and playing all 48 minutes is important.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a sign that we touch going out of the locker room that says every player, every play. Everybody has a role to do every play, and that they need to do that. And then, so we don't talk about playing 4 quarters or 48 minutes. And it's a good thing because we've played more than that in 3 of our 5 games. So,
thank goodness, yeah.
That's right. Whenever we line up and it's time to go, we need to be ready. And so, but I do think being in close games has helped us a lot because, you got to have kids make a play. At the end of games and at the end of close games. And Centennial made 1 more than us, and we were fortunate to make 1 more than Page and Franklin. And both of those games we could have easily lost. And we probably, a lot of us, we understand that we're fortunate to be 3-2. But our kids have battled and given themselves a chance. And when you got to make a play, they've gone out there and really executed it well.
Yeah, Coach, from a coaching standpoint, when you're sitting there on the sideline and, the Page game goes to overtime and then you're in the late moments of Centennial and it's either looking like it's going that way or it does go that way. And then you get into the Franklin game. 3 weeks in a row, what is the reaction of a coach? At some point it's kind of got to be are you kidding me type thing.
Well, yeah, I think there's some of that, but also we were fortunate to be in those overtimes too. It's better than the alternative of losing in regulation. So one thing about we had the ball against Franklin, so that was the 3rd one in a row with a little over 2 minutes to go. And if we got a first down, we were going to go into 2 minutes, and we just never. We got a first down late, and just didn't feel comfortable. So we were kind of almost played for overtime, and they were too. And I felt really good when the offensive line came off smiling. And it's like, so what? We've been here before. And again, these kids just love playing the game of football. So getting a little more on each Friday night, they were excited. Now, that being said, last Friday was a lot more fun, or at least a lot more relaxed when the clock hit 0. That's for sure.
Yeah, when the clock hit 0 and you knew you didn't have to go any further.
You got to go home.
We're done.
Hey, we're done.
That's right.
See, guys, this is what happens.
I'm not sure they knew how to react. So they weren't used to it.
What do you mean? What do you mean we're finished?
What? Huh? Coach, again, Ravenwood comes to your place tomorrow night. Both you guys come in at 1-0 in Region 6-6A. What have you seen as you look at them on film, and what do you like about your team in this matchup?
Well, Coach Hester, I got so much respect for him and his program, and we all do. And they're big on the offensive line. They've got a great nose guard that's really big, biggest one we've seen. And then they've got some fast dudes, a great running back who gave us trouble last year. And they just got speed everywhere. So they can run it, they can throw it, they cause you a lot of problems. And they're Ravenwood. I mean, that's all. It speaks for itself as soon as you say that. So our kids know what we are going into it. But they also know it's a region game. It's at home. We'll have a great atmosphere as always here at the stadium. And, our kids are excited about playing them. And we're going to have to limit their big plays the best we can with all the speed they have out there. And then offensively, we've got to be able to move the ball and avoid some negative plays. I think they're outstanding defensively. I mean, you take Alcoa is a different animal that they played first week. So you take that out, they've played really, really good defensively, and it's going to be a challenge for us, but our kids are excited.
We're excited for this one as well. I feel like it's probably one of the biggest games of the week, especially when you don't like to think that your second region game of the year is this important, but when you only have 5 of them, they're all vital, and this one could certainly play a role in determining the region champion. So looking forward to it. Coach, we appreciate you taking some time with us, and good luck on Friday.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having us on.
Thanks, Coach.
Scott Stidham here on Coach's Corner, presented by From the Heart Cafe out in Chapel Hill. Again, Renee Hart, the fine folks there. Mo.
Chris.
Independence has struggled against the Raptors. 3-14 overall.
Man, I'm glad you waited till after Scott was off, and hopefully he's not still listening.
Do you know the last coach to beat Ravenwood?
The last coach to beat Ravenwood. Now they've only had 4.
That's correct.
So I got a 1-4 shot.
You do, and you know it's not. You know it's not Scott Stidham because he didn't beat him last year.
Exactly.
So you really got a 1-3 shot.
As long as Blade was, I want to say Kevin Dyson, but I feel like as long as Scott Blade was there, that he did beat him at some point.
He did not.
But they didn't play every year because Ravenwood's always been 6 and Indy was in 5 for a pretty good while. So is it Dyson?
It is Dyson.
Okay.
They did. The only 2 years they did not play were in 15 and 16. The 2 years.
The 2 years that Independence won state championship.
Exactly. Had they played those years, who knows?
Right. Now Ravenwood was in the state championship in
one
16.
of those 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So they
Who
might not
knows?
have won that one. Yeah.
But 31-7 in 2011
And that's the last time?
was the last time. Dyson actually beat them 2 years in a row. But they've never beaten Will Hester. So Hester is undefeated against.
So Hester was not there.
It was Rietveld,
Joe Rietveld,
and Thomas Schumann were the 2 coaches.
Yeah.
So certainly
that's pretty good knowledge right there. See y'all.
Look, hey,
Birthday boy.
Sometimes you gotta go digging to find some cool stuff, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
Let's hand out some hardware. What do you say, Justin? Have you got the slides to pull up here? Oh, there we go. How about the Custom Stone Handlers End-to-End Life Team of the Week? Again, outside of the military, the greatest leader building platform in sports is sports. Custom Stone Handlers encourages young people to get in the game. Contact them 931-490-4990 or customstonehandlers.com for all your rock needs. This week, the End-to-End Life Team of the Week.
The Lady Warriors volleyball team of Culleoka went 3-0 last week with wins over Mount Pleasant, Forest, and Moore County, each by 3-0 results. So congratulations to Justice Pilkington and the Lady Warrior Netters at Culleoka, our CSH Team of the Week.
And Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Don't forget the Ortho Quick Clinic. They help you bypass the ER. Athlete of the Week.
Stop us if you've heard this one before. Monte Baldwin of Columbia Academy. 26 carries, 307 yards, touchdowns of 82, 54, and 50 yards. And, 4 tackles and a sack in the Bulldogs' 42-30 win at Donaldson Christian to open Division 2A Middle Region play last Friday night.
Yeah, that'll put you over the top. Those tackles and that sack. That'll help that Athlete of the Week resume for sure.
Certainly does not hurt.
Speaking of two-way players, now Columbia Academy much smaller in enrollment than Independence, the 6th largest school in the state. But
the Columbia Academy has a few more guys probably going both ways than Independence. But big game for Monte, and this is his second Athlete of the Week honor. So again, congratulations to him.
Yep. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got a little baseball chatter. So stick around. Main Street Sports Day, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint, is back after this. Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50-plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, zioneagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's zioneagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today. Mockingbird Title and Escrow is an attorney-owned and operated full-service title company in Middle Tennessee. We get your deals closed without worry and fuss. We're a family business that offers the highest level of expertise in our industry when it comes to closing and funding your real estate transactions.
And it's a job I really love. I'm passionate about this. I'm enthusiastic about this. I like to think we're pretty well-rounded and can deal with a wide range of needs and a wide range of clients.
Call 615-274-8698 today.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net. September 21st, 2003. Greg Maddox worked 5 shutout innings before the bullpen tandem of Ray King, Darren Holmes, Roberto Hernandez, and Kent Merker completed an 8-0 blanking of visiting Florida. Maddox improved to 15-11 with the victory, becoming the first major league pitcher to post 15 wins in 16 consecutive seasons after previously being tied with Cy Young. It was a 288th career victory for Maddox, who allowed 1 hit in the outing. That was his day in Braves history.
Greg Maddox only going 5 innings.
Yeah.
Of course, it was 2003.
I thought that was a little wild as well, but yeah.
Especially to have only given up 1 hit in the outing. Ray King, Darren Holmes, and Roberto Hernandez. Who?
Well,
no, I know.
No, Ray King sticks out to me because I spent a year at Lambeth before I transferred to MTSU, and Ray King is from Lambeth.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but
that's all you got.
That's it. That's all I got. Darren Holmes pitched for the Rockies at one time.
I remember Darren Holmes, yeah, the name. But
I think Roberto Hernandez is a former Marlin himself. And I don't remember Kent Merker closing, but maybe he wasn't closing in the 9th inning of an 8-0 win.
Yeah, I mean, he was the starter in
that combined no-hitter.
But
yeah,
that's I mean, yeah, Roberto Hernandez was a White Sox forever. Then he was a Giant, played for Tampa, Kansas City, played it for Atlanta for that 1 year before going to Philly, New York for the Mets, Pittsburgh, back to New York, Cleveland, and the Dodgers.
Oh, so
he
no
pitched
Marlins.
until he was 42.
Must have been left-handed.
No.
Really?
I mean, based on this picture, he appears to be right-handed. Yeah, throws right-handed.
There you go. Okay.
How about that? Career ERA of 3.45. That's not terrible.
Oh, that'll allow you to pitch till you're 42.
Yeah. I mean, he 26.
Career ERA of 3.45. That means sometimes it was lower.
Yeah, his first year of that 7.80 didn't help as a 26-year-old, but they kept him around, and the next year he was 1.65.
That's improvement.
After the turn of the century, things started getting a little. After he turned 36, predictably the ERA went up.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
So there you go. But yeah, it's if he'd have stopped when he was 39. The ERA would have been real low. He did not. Should have stopped while you were ahead, Roberto. But yeah, for a guy who
Roberto alone, 3.45.
Dude, 12 years in the bigs, and we didn't know who he was. How bad is that?
Well,
Roberto Hernandez, a great option for your baseball.
I'm going to pull a Shaq O'Neal. I apologize, Roberto Hernandez.
I wasn't
familiar with your game. Yeah.
12 years. Of course, I mean, heck, who knew? Yeah. Braves on to Washington. Before we get into Major League Baseball, I told you Sandy Alcantara's pitching tonight for Jacksonville. Guess who he's pitching against?
Julio Teheran?
Aaron Ashby.
Ashby's on the rehab as well.
Ashby's on rehab too. This should be good. Get to first horizon if you can. It will be worth it. At least the first 2 innings. After that,
right? Because they're both on pitch counts.
Yeah, they're both on pitch counts.
Yeah, if you aren't there by 6:35, skip it.
just go to Jack Brown's and enjoy.
There you go. Yeah, go to the pharmacy. Go something. Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, just a huge pitching matchup tonight.
And again, the Jumbo Shrimp will send Ryan Weathers to the mound in Saturday's matchup.
And we'll have him tomorrow on the show. Super exciting. 225 right here.
Yeah.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Braves on to Washington. Get 7 of 10. 7 of the final 10 against the Nationals. Got to feel good if you're Atlanta. 2 up on the Orioles. And 3 up on the Dodgers. And again, the Orioles only matter if they make it to the World Series. So you feel pretty good about home field if you're the Braves, as Washington has certainly been the cure to many ills this season.
With or without
the Braves.
Eric Fay.
Yeah.
Acuna, Albies, Riley.
Okay. Got a lineup already. Let's go.
Olsen, Ozuna, MH2 in the sixth spot.
Okay.
Darno, Rosario, Arcia.
Okay. I can handle that.
Max Fried on the bump.
Fried to the bump. Definitely take that.
After kind of dodging a blister scare that pushed him back. The Nationals will counter with 6'6", 227-pound right-hander
from parts unknown.
And Jake Irvin. Well, close. Bloomington, Minnesota.
No one's ever heard of that.
Played at Oklahoma. 3-6 with a 4.34 ERA and a 1.37 WHIP. 98 strikeouts and 118 in the third innings.
Okay. Well,
those are both his regular season numbers
and career
his career numbers. Yeah. So
there you go. I'm looking forward to this series, man. We got 4 games against the Nationals.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, I'm not necessarily looking forward to this series because tonight's and tomorrow night's games are both 6:05 starts. Sunday's game is a 12:35 start, but Saturday's game is right dead in the middle of college football.
Well, that's not
12:05. Why are we playing a day game on Saturday? It's bothersome.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I don't know what they're doing in Washington, D.C. on Saturday night, but
especially considering I'm umpiring 3 games.
Oh, that's no good. It's no good at all.
No, it's not. But weather permitting on the umpiring.
Well, they'll be done. They'll be done before I have to start my work. I ain't too upset about it.
Well, there you go. As long as you get to watch.
There you go. That's all that matters. No, I won't get to watch anyway. I will get to listen though. Shohei Ohtani underwent surgery on Tuesday, Mo, and apparently you say that it was not Tommy John surgery.
I'm looking at an article.
Elbow surgery.
Yeah,
but not Tommy John. Repair to UCL, but not Tommy John.
I'm looking at an article on The Athletic. Headline: Angel star Shohei Ohtani undergoes elbow surgery.
Who's star?
Angels star.
He don't play for the Angels no more. He ain't even got nothing in his locker.
He is still under contract.
Okay.
To
baseball
star. Free agent Shohei Ohtani.
Baseball star.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani. Because he's like Angels, never heard of her.
I don't know them.
I don't know who that is. That's great.
Okay, so placed on the 10-day IL on September 16th with an oblique injury. Team said he would not play again this season. 29-year-old missed 11 games with the injury before.
I think he said he wasn't going to play before this season.
Yeah, they reported it. He said it. I'm done. I'm done with y'all.
When he cleared out his locker, I think that was pretty well him saying it.
Yeah. I don't think they cleared his locker out. Pretty sure he cleared his locker out. Screw you guys. What's going on? Yeah. 29-year-old missed 11 games with the injury before going on the IL and also had a UCL tear in his pitching elbow. It was revealed last month. Again.
Okay. Here's my question. We don't have a whole lot of time. We can revisit this if we need to because I want to talk about it. If you are a team who wants to sign Shohei Ohtani, you know he can't pitch next year. He can pitch in 2 years when he's 31 years old. You know that he's a great DH based off of what we've seen from Japanese players, Ichiro, etc. They can play into their late 30s, early 40s, especially at the DH spot. What does this do, if anything, to a free agent contract?
Well, again, and we discussed this briefly off air. Jeff Francoeur, color analyst for the Atlanta Braves television broadcast, mentioned that someone may sign him and put a number of escalators in his contract for
makes sense. If he pitches so many innings
pitched and appearances and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So that may be the way to go for him to maximize his potential given the injury. Because according to the surgeon that did the surgery, the ultimate plan after deliberation with Shohei was to repair the issue at hand and to reinforce the healthy ligament in place while adding viable tissue for the longevity of the elbow. I expect full recovery and he'll be ready to hit without any restrictions come opening day of 2024 and do both hit and pitch come 2025. So he should be able to hit. Now, I don't know what this means as we were debating regarding his ability to play the outfield, particularly right field.
I mean,
if he can't pitch, then
I don't think he's got to play the field at all.
So you're going to give that kind of money to a DH?
I mean, American League teams gave Albert Pujols basically a DH.
No, the Angels gave Albert Pujols.
Well, but
and that contract got pretty well ripped from the moment it was signed too.
But I mean, again, you're gonna put escalators in there. You're gonna put, if you pitch this many innings or whatever, then your money goes up. I think that's the best way to do it. And somebody's gonna pay him because he's the American League MVP. And it's not close.
You mean this year?
Yes.
Is he the American League MVP if he misses, a quarter of the season?
I don't think
mid-August?
Mid-August to September. I mean, he missed, 30 games?
304 with 44 home runs, 10-5 with a 3.14 ERA. And maybe.
Who else is it if it's not him?
Well,
that's the thing.
And I've gotten to the point that I am that fan that I used to hate. I'm not really a baseball fan. I'm a Braves fan.
Yeah.
I could not tell you, if not Ohtani, who in the American League.
Just Google AL MVP.
Does anybody else come up?
One guy says Mariners Julio Rodriguez and JP Crawford will get votes.
That's Tim Kirchin. That's not one guy.
I understand, but it's one guy. They're going to get votes.
Mm-hmm.
Angel Shohei Ohtani has set the bar in the AL MVP chase. Why Shohei Ohtani will win the AL MVP despite missing the season? He's out for the year. They are out of the race, but MVP is out of the question. I mean, it's literally.
Well, I'm looking at
the only one I see is from Clutch Points that says why Corey Seager could upset Shohei Ohtani in the MVP race. That's the only one. And it's Clutch Points, whatever that is.
Another article from The Athletic by Jim Bowden, former Reds GM, has Ohtani, Seager, and Kyle Tucker. Ohtani has a 10.0 WAR, which I'm not an analytics guy, but I guess considering Corey Seager's WAR is 6.6 and Kyle Tucker's is 4.5, and that's pretty self-explanatory, even for me.
one is better than the other.
Well, one is 30% or more
decisively better.
Yeah. Pretty much going away. So,
So anyway, I think it's going to be. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch this free agent race because I think I don't think the Braves are in it, but boy, I would love to see Shohei Ohtani in a Braves uniform.
Ooh.
And it would.
Well, I mean, he says he wants to go somewhere he can win,
and it would certainly dampen how upset I'm going to be if Max Fried walks. So
I'm not going to be upset if Max Fried walks for the fact that I know Max Fried is from the West Coast and feel like he wants to go back. I'll be shocked if he's not a Dodger next year.
Not next year.
Year after.
We got him one more year. That's why we can afford to pay Ohtani to DH next year.
Unless we trade him and get something for him.
Hey, there may be that.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. We have already past our Terry McCormick segment. So stick around. Titans update right after this.
Since 1975, Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Clinic has treated the orthopedic needs of Middle Tennessee residents. The trained physicians provide surgical options and minimally invasive options to treat all orthopedic needs. The walk-in clinic, OrthoQuick, helps you bypass the ER while treating sports injuries and acute needs Monday through Saturday. Visit MTBJ online at mtbj.net or on social media at Mid-Tennessee Bone Joint Clinic.
Time for your daily Titans update from Terry McCormick and TitanInsider.com. Powered by Zen Sports. Terry, tell us about it.
All right. It is time for your daily Titans report, sponsored by Zen Sports, changing the bonus game for the better. The injury report just came out, guys, and I'm going to read this to you as we go here. Several guys on the did not practice list, including Peter Skoronski, who we knew, Anthony Kendall, and Luke Gifford. More interesting, though, the guys who were added to the injury report today: DeAndre Hopkins with an ankle, Kieris Jackson with an ankle, which we saw him tweak during the open portion of practice today. Also, Derrick Henry did not go after being limited yesterday with a toe injury. So starting to wonder how serious some of these injuries might be for the Titans as they head to Cleveland on Sunday.
All right. A lot of injuries. Hopefully we'll get some more information tomorrow. Terry, tell us about Zen Sports.
All righty. Zen Sports is the new sports book in Tennessee, changing the bonus game for the better, revolutionizing the way you can earn sports betting rewards. With Zen Sports, your rewards are cash rewards. You bet with real money, and now you're rewarded with it too. Earn a whopping 5% cash back welcome bonus for your first 15 days when you sign up with the code Main Street, MAINST. Keep betting and keep earning every month after that, with up to 3% cash back rewards on your betting volume. Best of all, earn cash commission on your referral bets with Zen Sports Referral. Zen Sports, betting just got better. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
I'm serious right now. They have a dragon here. I saw it. But no, they don't. There's no such thing as dragons. I swear, I saw it. It had huge claws. Get out of here. It had eyes as big as the moon. Come on, I'll show you. Wait up. Do you hear that? We're almost there. Whoa! I told you so. That is a dragon.
There is nothing better than drinking an ice-cold beverage while taking in a Nashville Sounds baseball game. Hi, I'm Stephanie Miller with Mornings on Main Street. The Nashville Sounds and Main Street Media Television have teamed up to promote Sunday Family Fun Day here at First Horizon Park, each Sunday home game. Just go to your favorite Main Street Media website and click on Sounds Main Street Media Day banner to register to win free tickets. And then we'll see you here at the ballpark.
Welcome back in to Main Street Sports Today, the 3-year anniversary edition of Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Thanks again for joining us here. You are watching us live from the Lee Company studio here in Columbia. We are excited to be joined by Justin Adams of CBS Sports. And Justin, what's going on, man?
Fellas, what's going on? How y'all doing today?
Doing well, Justin. See, you're out and about in the Denver area, and appreciate you taking some time with us. Prime hysteria has not calmed down, has it?
No, it hasn't. Let us be honest. You guys were probably up watching that game at 2:15 in the morning, right? I mean, it was
I'll be honest. I didn't make it out of the third quarter, but
you didn't.
No,
but you recorded it though.
It was a long day. It was a long day.
You know, it's just so interesting to see how many people, 8 million people at 2:15 Eastern time, in the country were watching that game. It's the prime effect. But you know what? It has a lot to do with not just Deion Sanders, but also with Colorado State too, because everybody thought that game was going to be a blowout, and CSU showed up, and they really should have won that game, to be honest with you.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because the number one market was obviously Denver, but number two, Birmingham, number three, Knoxville, number four, New Orleans. We love our football down here, brother.
Well, and it was good football, right? I mean, the first quarter was pretty sloppy, but it was chippy. And you just had a feeling that, okay, something was going to happen. I mean, for Shedeur Sanders to get the ball at the 2-yard line and drive 98 yards, no timeouts, 2 minutes to go, and to be able to go and get not only the touchdown, but the game-time 2-point conversion was extremely impressive, something that I've never seen truly at Folsom Field. And I played for the Buffs. And so to be able to see that and witness that in person was truly a joy.
And you know, Justin, Deion Sanders has become, if he wasn't already, such a polarizing figure that you got people on both sides of this situation and folks saying, well, they won't beat Colorado. They won't beat, USC. But people are going to watch regardless. And I guess if you're Colorado, that's all that matters, right?
Well, there's a Lauryn Hill song and a lyric that says they'll hail you to nail you no matter who they are. And what they meant by they'll hail you as in they'll raise you up in order to stab you at the back. And that's kind of what it feels like right now, where there's so many people who are just interested to see, okay, will this guy who is this black coach, let's call it what it is, extra confident, right? Promotional genius. When is he going to lose? Well, it has to be against Oregon, right? They're a top 10 team. This is the week where they lose, right? And so people are just waiting for that shoe to drop. And then somehow it's supposed to actually discredit who he is as a coach for some reason. Guys, may I remind you, the Colorado Buffaloes last year were a 1-11 team. Several times people left at halftime. For the first time at the University of Colorado, are all the games, the home games, they're sold out. Like all of them, they're sold out right now. I have people asking me out of the woodwork for USC tickets. So for all this talk about, well, he's a failure and we'll just wait for him to lose. I mean, to be honest, you can miss me with that, because the reality is that the team that you see right now, the team that's constructed right now, will be the worst football team that Deion Sanders will have with the Colorado Buffaloes.
Now, Justin, when you say that for the first time all their games are sold out, Colorado was a co-national champion in 1990 with Bill McCartney and I don't remember if it was Darren Hagan or Sal Onisi, but
Bill McCartney, Darren Hagan, and they were co-national champions with Georgia Tech.
Right. So when you say first time ever, does this ever to me includes 1990? Is that accurate?
Well, in the words of Outkast, ever, forever, ever. Right, it's the first time.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And not just the fact that they've sold out, but they're selling out at $280. They're not selling out at $20.
They weren't 280 in 1990.
No, they were $73 a ticket last year. Their average ticket's $281 right now.
And they're selling out.
Guys, how about this? Broncos tickets at kickoff for their game against the Washington Commanders. You could have got a ticket for like $60. Could have got in. Maybe you could have got 40. So go and see that game against Colorado State. You better have at least 115. Actually, on the secondary market, the cheapest ticket I saw was $177. So it just tells you it's a phenomenon. There's so many different stars that come on the sidelines. There are just so many people who are hungry just for football in Boulder. And now they have the opportunity to be able to see it with a pretty good team right now who's 3-0. Now, obviously, we'll see what happens with the next couple of games and just the regular season. But as of right now, they are the story of not just college football, but the story of football, period.
And you mentioned that because obviously Colorado has has not seen a team like they're going to see on Saturday, and they've probably not been in an environment like they're going to be in at Autzen Stadium on Saturday. Obviously, Oregon is a very good football team led by a veteran quarterback, a guy that I think is, solidified himself in the Heisman race. I think we'll see 2 Heisman caliber quarterbacks facing one another on Saturday. How does Colorado feel about this game?
Well, I mean, they're always confident, right? Because the game against TCU, they were also a 21-point underdog, and they were able to go and win that game. But here's the difference between the first game and also the fourth game, is that the teams have film on you. And so this is a huge test. And really, this is a big test for Oregon, too, because who has Oregon played? Portland State? Hawaii? God bless you. Texas Tech, right? Texas Tech gave them their toughest battle on the road in Lubbock, Texas. So this is a really big challenge for them. They want to go and prove themselves in the same way for Colorado, too. They want to be able to prove themselves, but they will have to play this game without Travis Hunter, which is going to be very difficult for them, especially defensively. But offensively, the biggest thing for the Buffs in this game is, can you run the football? Can you go and take off the pressure off of Shedeur Sanders? Because it's very easy to say, hey, he's going to throw the ball 47 times like he did last week. But you got to be able to run the ball more than just 60-some-odd yards that you did last week, especially when there are only 6 guys in the box. And people are actually – they're saying, hey, we're challenging you to be able to run. So that's what they have to do. I think they could be able to kind of turn it a little bit. Alton McCaskill, he's going to come in. He's a guy recovering from an ACL tear a couple of years ago. He's a transfer from Houston. Really nice-looking running back. We'll see what happens with him being in the game.
Justin Adams of CBS Sports Colorado joining us here on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Justin, broadening the horizon just a little bit, I mean, this Colorado-Oregon game is a headliner for the PAC conference, but there's another big game that, Chris and I have referred to as the PAC Conference Championship, as Oregon State and Washington State square off. And I mean, they are kind of the last team standing
game, baby.
in that conference. A lot of eyes will be on that one, I would think.
A lot of eyes should be on that game. See, everybody will take a look at Colorado and Oregon. If you're looking at who's going to be in the Pac-12 championship game, because they're still the Pac-12 right now. Next year, they'll be the Pac-Deuce, right? Only 2. But I will say this. I saw Washington State up close. I had a chance to talk to their coach. I see what their defensive line could be able to do. I saw how they have a 2-way quarterback. I really like Washington State right now. Coach Dickert, he's a guy who's just really just young, energetic for Washington State. And he has this mentality, has his guys believing in this Cougs versus everyone mentality, especially how everyone pretty much did leave the Pac-12. I see the winner of this game, guys, and I don't have any problem predicting this. I think the winner of this game has the best outside shot of making it to the Pac-12 championship game, especially Washington State. When you look at their schedule, they have to take on I believe they play USC, but their biggest game is going to be against Washington. And so if they could be able to go and defeat Washington at the end of the year for the Apple Cup, for the Apple Cup, if they could be able to go and beat them,
but
hey, man, anything can happen.
They don't have to play USC. They don't.
Oh, no, they don't. They don't play USC. So that's another reason, right?
That's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really big. It's like being a team that, and I know Alabama isn't Alabama this year, but it's like a team that doesn't have to play Alabama in the SEC. I mean, you can shoe in your way to an opportunity to be into the championship game. So I think if Washington State can be able to win this game against a very, very good Oregon State team, there'll be a team that's on the outside that has a really great chance to be able to be in the Pac-12 championship game.
Man, it's going to be – this is going to be one of the best games of the week. And like you said, everybody should be watching. It's a top 25 matchup, man. I mean, this is – on top of all the other storylines, it's 2 good football teams. It's not like it's 2 bottom feeders and we're watching out of pity. We're watching because we want to see good football, and there's going to be good football.
Guys, let me give you one name to keep an eye on for Washington State. Their quarterback, Cameron Ward. He was a transfer from Incarnate Word. He is an awesome, awesome player. His biggest thing is, can he be able to take care of the football? Let's not forget, Washington State has already upset Wisconsin when they were a ranked opponent. They came to Pullman and lost that game, okay? Washington State's a really good football team, guys. I'm just telling you that now. Keep an eye on them.
Justin, as you know, as we continue early in this season, not just Washington State, Oregon State, but the Pac-12 as a whole looks like it's going to be the best conference overall in college football. And that is a stark contrast from what we've seen in the last couple of years. Is the Pac-12 going to suffer from cannibalization?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But you know what? That's where you have guys, that's where you have what the Big Ten used to have, all these guys who used to say, well, look at what we did, right? I mean, even though like last year in the Big Ten, Ohio State lost, and they were still able to find themselves in the college football playoff, right? Because they had all these guys who are backing them, who are saying, well, Ohio State, look how good they looked before this game, right? The Pac-12 needs the same thing this year, right? Because you have like USC, for example, right? You have the Heisman Trophy winner there, okay? You have, with Caleb Williams, obviously. Washington is a very, very good team with Michael Penix Jr. You're looking at Oregon with Bo Nix and what they bring to the table as well. Cameron Ward, I just talked about him with Washington State. DJ, I would say hit that name, you know. I try to say ukulele, but sometimes I mess that thing up. So let me just say DJ U to keep that thing going, okay?
Good call.
Oregon State looks like another great team too, right? And so I would say Colorado, the only thing about my bust is that they don't have the beef. We all know that games are won and lost, especially in conference play in the trenches. They have the speed, they don't have the beef, and that will come back and bite them. So you're talking about 5 teams that legitimately can be in a college football playoff that comes from the Pac-12 alone. So they're going to have a couple of losses. But what the Pac-12 has to do is they have to be able to say, look, we have the best quarterbacks, we have the best conference, and because of that, we're not afraid to say, look, we deserve to have a 1 or 2 loss team to be in the college football playoff, especially the year where the SEC is down. So hopefully they could be able to get one because there's some really good teams there.
I will not be surprised if there are 4 quarterbacks from the Pac-12 in New York for the Heisman ceremony. Seriously. Shedeur Sanders, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr. Give me a better quarterback in the country outside of those 4. That's unreal.
That's solid.
I mean, the kid at Florida State, that Jordan Travis, he's really good, but crap, I don't know that he's better than any of those 4. So
don't forget about Drake May either.
And Drake,
yeah,
it's wild.
But your point is made. Yeah,
it is wild. And so what we're seeing out of the Pac-12 Swan Song has been phenomenal. Before we get you out of here, if you have any quick thoughts on the potential promotion relegation conversations with the Mountain West, considering Colorado State's involved in that. And of course the 2-pack. You got any thoughts on that?
Well, I love me some 2-pack every so often, right? Yeah. Here's the thing. I would love to see the Colorado States of the world, Wyoming's, right? Wyoming gave Texas all they could handle in the 4th quarter at a 10-10 game. I would love to see those places be able to be promoted. Boise State, we know what they bring historically. Air Force, a team that no one really looks at until you look around and say, wait, how are they beating a ranked opponent, right? I would love to see those places to be able to be in the lights and to have an opportunity to be able to be in the college football playoff, especially as it expands next year. So if it goes to 24 teams and, you know, the Pac-2 and the Mountain West are able to go and get together with some AAC teams, I would love to see all that happen just to give these kids a chance to be able to live out their dreams and play under the lights. Because, again, the one thing that we saw last week with the Colorado State game is everyone walked away with 2 things. Number one, I know people talked about that hit on Travis Hunter. I get that, right? We can all talk about that all day. But the second thing, and I think is the biggest thing, is that even in the Mountain West, they know how to play some football. And there's a lot of really good football players in that conference. I would love to see them be able to have more money, better facilities, and to be able to go and play under the lights.
Well, unfortunately, this week, Colorado State's going to get drilled and have to take home the L from Middle Tennessee. So it just is what it is. You can tell them we said so.
That's right.
Justin Adams joining us here on Main Street Sports. So, Justin, thanks so much for taking time. We appreciate you every time we get to talk to you. Always great knowledge, and we look forward to it again soon.
Fellas, call me whatever you need me, guys. Be blessed.
Thank you, Justin.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, high school football pick'em. 10 of the biggest games from across the Middle Tennessee area right after this on Main Street Sports Day, presented by Mid Tennessee. Bone and joint.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50 plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, zioneagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's zioneagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today. Mockingbird Title and Escrow is an attorney-owned and operated full-service title company in Middle Tennessee. We get your deals closed without worry and fuss. We're a family business that offers the highest level of expertise in our industry when it comes to closing and funding your real estate transactions.
And it's a job I really love. I'm passionate about this. I'm enthusiastic about this. I like to think we're pretty well-rounded and can deal with a wide range of needs and a wide range of clients.
Call 615-274-8698 today.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Welcome back in Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yao, Mo Patton on this Preps Thursday edition. Before we get into picks, Mo, couple of things. One, some breaking news out of the National Football League. Trayvon Diggs has torn his ACL.
You do it in practice?
Yes.
Oh, God. That's bad. And, you know,
highly unfortunate, especially for my Super Bowl pick.
Hello.
That did not help. Did not help the Super Bowl pick at all.
You know, I just mentioned how polarizing Deion Sanders is. You know, the Dallas Cowboys probably occupy that position as well. A lot of people love to hate Dallas, but Dallas was off to a 2-0 start and looking pretty dominant in the process. This does not help.
No, it's very unfortunate news. Not last night, but I guess it was the night before. Yes. For the first time in WNBA history, a player who did not attend the University of Tennessee has reached 1,000 playoff points and 500 rebounds, as Auburn's DeWanna Bonner joined Tamika Catchings and Candace Parker in that club. So congrats to the Fairfield, Alabama native and Auburn player, or a former Auburn Tiger. But yeah, how cool is that?
I saw DeWanna play at Auburn, play for Joe Champy down there. And to watch her at the collegiate level, man, she was such a rail. And she was just stick thin, but she could play.
She could play at 6'4".
Yeah.
And could move and obviously has had a fantastic professional career as well. And about the only thing I like about the Connecticut Sun. So just wanted to give her props. SEC. All right, let's pick some high school football games. Last week, Mo, we were both 4-6, and what a tough week it was.
Yeah.
Don't think it's going to be as difficult this week, but
famous last words.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as Kirkwood isn't on here again, though, I feel a lot better.
Yeah, we clearly
got bamboozled.
Everybody else knew, and we did not.
We did not.
I mean,
we did not know.
I really thought what this tells me is that Clarksville region. Oof.
Yeah.
Outside of Clarksville High. Clarksville High is legit. They're the real deal.
Oh, yeah.
But, man.
Anyway.
That is rough. We'll start big Wilson County matchup. Mount Juliet goes over to 840 to take on Wilson Central. And this is always a big matchup, but Trey Perry's got his boys playing right.
He really does and has from the start when they defeated Cane Ridge, to open the season. And I don't know if Mount Juliet broke Cane Ridge or not, but Cane Ridge has not won this year. Mount Juliet has not lost this year, and I don't think they're going to lose Friday night either. Wilson Central's lost their last couple of outings after a 3-0 start, but I like the Golden Bears here.
Yeah, I picked Wilson Central. I was the only person to pick Wilson Central against Green Hill, and they darn near pulled that one out. But did fall. And then Shelbyville, who we mentioned on the show that you can watch later at 6:15. You'll see the Murray County football preview show tonight on your Main Street media outlets everywhere. Shelbyville is just really good. And took it to Wilson Central last week. I'm not putting any stock in that, but I do think that Mount Juliet's just putting up points in bunches, and I expect them to continue to do so this week. I've got the Golden Bears.
Yeah.
Ravenwood at Independence. We talked with Scott Stidham earlier, and this Independence hasn't won since 2011. I don't think they're going to win this Friday either, but I think it's going to be actually, you know what? I do think they're going to win.
You do.
I do think they're going to win. I think Independence gets the win. I don't know what I was thinking. As I was saying it, I was like, everyone picked Ravenwood. I thought I picked Indy, but I guess I didn't. So I didn't want to mix my signals. But yes, I do think Independence gets the win. I think it's super close. And
about as close as it gets.
Yeah, it can't get any closer than 1 point.
I think Ravenwood has a little bit more diversity offensively, and I think that's going to be the difference in this one. And yeah, the streak continues. I've got the Raptors here.
Beach, coming off that loss to Independence, is at Hendersonville. Hendersonville has been an interesting case this year. 4-1 on the year, but their one loss, they just got shellacked by Brentwood. And I know Brentwood is,
yeah.
But I would have expected, from what we've seen, I thought that game would have been at least, 20 points at the most. And again, once things start going downhill, you start doing things that Hendersonville is not used to doing, like throwing the football.
Yeah.
So I get it. But
when things start going downhill for a wing T team,
yeah,
they can spiral really quick.
Because you can't, if the other team can stop you from running and you're not used to throwing it very often, it
could get out of hand in a hurry.
And
again, I don't think you can overstate, it's Brentwood.
Exactly. Now, Beach, again, 2-3 on the year, but their 3 losses to
Collierville, Riverdale, and Independence. Yeah.
But their 2 wins have not been super. Portland is what, 1-0, 1A, 2A?
No, they're not 1A. They're like 4A, I think.
Okay, well
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Either
Who's the
way,
other one?
much. Oh wow, they're 5A now. Just kidding.
They must be one of the smallest 5A schools.
Portland's very small typically, but Station Camp 1-4 on the year. Portland 1-4 on the year. Hard for me to pick Hendersonville, but I did it anyway.
It wasn't hard for me to pick Hendersonville because, again, one, they're at home, which I think in this rivalry means something. And two, I think Hendersonville's pretty good.
I think Hendersonville's good too. I agree.
So, and if they can get up on you and they pop a couple plays and they can otherwise manage the clock.
Oh yeah. If they're up on you, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And so obviously turnovers were big last week for Independence against Beach. Beach needs to limit those, but I've got the Commandos.
Oh.
Gallatin at Green Hill.
The Green Wave at Green Hill.
Yeah.
A lot of
exactly
green.
right. A lot of green.
A lot of green.
And green will win.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think it will be the home green.
Yeah, I'm with you. This is a Green Hill team that, again, beat Wilson Central a couple weeks ago. Got that win over Summit. Green Hill just seems like it just feels like they're a team that's going to win a lot of close games. And if it is close at any point, the Hawks are going to come out on top.
Again, it feels like they give up a few points, but offensively, they've got enough weapons that they are a threat from pretty well anywhere on the field, it feels like. Having watched that Summit game in particular, they have the ability to make some big plays. One at Lebanon their last time out.
That's a big win.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, beating Lebanon
at Lebanon
on Friday night TV, a lot of eyeballs. Everybody's kind of watching you, and they went and got a win. So, and they get Gallatin at home this week. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Hawks as well. East Nashville, Franklin Road Academy. This game is interesting.
Yeah, this may have been the toughest game for me to pick on this slate, actually. And, the Eagles went through a coaching change over the offseason. Jamal Stewart is now at Centennial. Defensive coordinator Chris Simpson is now at Maplewood. Damian Harris is at the top of that program now, but I think the standard has been set over there. They've gone to the Class 3A state championship game each of the last 2 years, and I don't know that these guys are going to settle for anything less than that. And I think they're going to get pushed by Franklin Road Academy at Franklin Road Academy, but I think East Nashville comes out of this one with the win.
As you go through these two team schedules, and I please understand that I'm just stating facts. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone, but they don't really, neither of these teams has a good win.
I think
Liberty Creek is probably the best win of the bunch.
I think Franklin Road Academy's 47-21 win at Franklin in week 2 against a 6A program is
maybe, but an 0-5 6A program is what I'm saying. I just straight up based off the result that their opponents. Good Pasture has been a pretty good team in the past. Don't think they're as good this year as they have been.
Well, I think that 69-7 kind of indicates that.
You saw Webb School, not fantastic. Kenwood, Northwest. You look at, Pope Prep is certainly not the team that they have been over the last couple of years. Kenwood, Overton. Now, they were all on the road. Goodness gracious. East Nashville has played 4 straight road games, and they have 3 more to go.
I wonder.
Well, that's got to be turf related.
I would think it has to be turf related.
Yeah.
I can't remember when we talked to Mark North a couple of weeks ago where he said their situation was. I think Whites Creek is supposed to play their first game on their turf this weekend.
Anyway,
So-
I'm just looking at the straight
I tell
results.
you what, East Nashville's 2024 schedule is they're going to cash in.
No doubt. 7 home games?
Yeah.
Yes, please. But anyway, I went FRA, but again, like you said, it's really hard to tell. I think there are 2 really good teams that have played, schedules that they could manage very easily because they're 2 really good teams. So I just don't know.
Yep. I'd agree. I think we'll find out a lot about both of them tomorrow night.
We will find out a ton about one of these 2 teams, if not both of them, tomorrow night. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we got 5 more games to pick, including the Main Street Preps Game of the Week. So stick around here on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint. Back after this.
Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Custom Stone Handlers supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com. Mockingbird Title and Escrow is an attorney-owned and operated full-service title company in Middle Tennessee. We get your deals closed without worry and fuss. We're a family business that offers the highest level of expertise in our industry when it comes to closing and funding your real estate transactions.
And it's a job I really love. I'm passionate about this. I'm enthusiastic about this. I like to think we're pretty well-rounded and can deal with a wide range of needs and a wide range of clients.
Call 615-274-8698 today.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Piggly Wiggly, located in Neely's Mill Shopping Center, is Columbia's locally owned and operated Cost Plus 10 grocery store dedicated to serving the community with low prices and smiling faces. Piggly Wiggly offers fresh, hand-cut meats daily as well as daily hot plate lunches from their deli counter. You're certain to see smiling faces and a helping hand when you're here at Piggly Wiggly. Come by and check out our fresh produce, high-quality meats, and more. Down home, down the street, we'll see you at the Pig.
Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Welcome back into this third anniversary edition of Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint, coming to you live from the Lee Company studio here in Columbia. Glad to have you guys with us, and we are continuing to pick high school football matchups from around the mid-state. Got plenty of great ones to pick, including several here in the Murray County area, South Williamson, Murray, and Lawrence counties. We pick all of the games on the Main Street Murray football preview show, which airs every Thursday at 6:15 ahead of the Thursday night football game of the week, which we will not have tonight because no one's playing.
Oh, so it's not ahead of the Thursday night game tonight.
Typically it is, but yes, not tonight. There will not be a game of the week. But you can always watch it again on our social media channels. You can find us at ms_sports today on Twitter. You can find us at Main Street Sports Today on Facebook. Of course, you can download our Main Street Media TV app on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple Fire Stick, or Apple TV device. All of those are options. And of course, MainStreetMediaTV.com is a great option as well. Let's continue picking some games, like Pope Prep at Davidson Academy. Just mentioned that Pope Prep, not quite as good as they have been over the last couple of years.
Well, I don't think you can lose what they've lost over the last couple of years. Now, they do still have the running back Elijah Robb, but, you know, they've lost a lot of talent over the last couple of years, and
including Kenny Minchie, which is a lot of talent in and of himself.
In and of himself, yes. And Jonathan Quinn has kind of built that Davidson Academy program little by little to the point that it's probably one of the top programs in Division 2A. And I'm going with the Bears in this one.
Yeah, you know, obviously Pope Prep started the season slow, losing to East Nashville, Father Ryan, and then CPA before bouncing back with a couple wins over Webb School and Good Pasture. But Davidson Academy is a different breed than Webb School and Good Pasture. I think the Bears are the winners in this one. And, you know, Davidson Academy has looked really good on the way to a 5-0 start. Mm-hmm. I think that this team has, you know, they dominated Class A for so long. And, you know, once they moved up to AA, it took them a year or two to kind of get acclimated, but now they've kind of found their footing, and Davidson Academy is back where they believe they ought to be, and that is fighting for state championships. Dickson County at Clarksville, and are we going to get duped again, Mo? That is the question.
Well, again, being the operative phrase, so it wouldn't be the first time if we do get duped. You know, you mentioned it earlier, well, I guess in the last segment as we were talking about Clarksville area teams. I feel like the Wildcats are the class of Montgomery County right now. And with that being the case, I'm inclined to go with said Wildcats in this ball game. I just think that they I've liked the job that Isaac Shelby has done up there for quite some time. You know, regardless of talent, they always seem to be at an even level of competitiveness. And
well, ain't nobody been even with them this year. They've been destroying teams. And I certainly don't think they're going to destroy Dickson County. I saw Dickson County play, and I think Columbia Central is a very good football team. Columbia Central went over there, got a 27-21 win. I'm not holding that against Dickson County. I think that, you know, both of their losses have been to really good football teams, both, you know, Gallatin and Columbia Central. So that being said, I don't think they can hold their own. Going up to Clarksville, taking on the Wildcats, this Clarksville team is on a mission, because 2 years ago they were undefeated going into the playoffs, and I think they made the second round, and they felt like they, you know, had a better football team than that. Last year, you know, was one of those years where they were coming, you know, they had They had lost a lot of talent. Nobody really believed in them. They lose to Springfield to start the season, and 34-0, and everybody kind of wrote them off. They just went and won 8 of their next 9 ball games before falling to Cane Ridge in the second round of the playoffs again. So this is a team that kind of has a chip on its shoulder,
and it's showing.
And they're showing it
because their closest game in this 5-0 start is a 41-14 win over Kenwood at Kenwood. 41-14. That's 27 points. That's their closest game.
Yeah, they're playing with a chip on their shoulder, and Dixon County's running into a buzzsaw this week.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Wildcats here. Centennial and Nolensville, speaking of really good football games and teams playing with a chip on their shoulder. I think Centennial's been playing with a chip on its shoulder all season long. And then going back down to 5A has certainly helped the Cougars out. You add in Jamal Stewart, you add in the talent that they've got on the outside, and it has been a recipe for success.
I have had 2 people independent of each other who have seen a lot of Williamson County football over the last 10 years tell me that Centennial is the best football team in Williamson County. They didn't say other than Brentwood. So,
well, look, I watched them play against Independence. Obviously, Independence took them to overtime, and
I think that speaks more to Independence than it does to Centennial.
And I think that's important to note because of that's why I think Independence, Ravenwood, Brentwood, I think are kind of even keel right now, and then you've got Centennial right there in the mix. I don't know that I would go that far, but I absolutely think Centennial has an opportunity to be one of the best teams each and every week in Williamson County, and I think they get the win this week.
And running back Tanner Lee, who has been out with a high ankle sprain,
he's back.
Is expected to be back. So.
Add in Tanner Lee to this offense, and things get really interesting.
Yeah,
because they've been playing one of their receivers at running back,
Dominic Reed.
They've been playing Reed at running back, and he's typically a guy who plays slot and outside. Now he gets back to his natural position, opening up some coverage because what's the other kid, the speedster?
Johnson. I can't.
Whatever his name is. I wish I could call it off the top of my head, but I can't. Mm-hmm. But he's been kind of getting double covered because there's nobody else on the outside. You throw in Reed and then Lee in the backfield. This offense just got incredibly dynamic. Watch out. I got the Cougars in this one.
CCCHS in this one.
We almost picked the same score, but
it's not nighttime. KNIGHT.
It is not, in fact, night time.
Yeah.
All right, Siegel at Blackman, Friday at 7. Stars, Blaze, 2 of the coolest nicknames in Middle Tennessee.
Siegel's kind of been on my radar from the opening week when their quarterback put up like 510 offensive yards, and unfortunately, I cannot remember his name, but,
You said Siegel?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I can't remember his name but they won that game 55-43 over Lebanon, over Shelbyville, excuse me. And they have,
which has turned out to be a very good win.
Exactly. Yeah. Their only loss to this point was their last time out when they lost to Hendersonville, 28-21. But, they're 4-1 right now. And I think this is a really good ball club. And I think Blackman is still struggling a little bit with their new coach. And I like Siegel here.
Yeah, I like the Stars. I think Siegel's just a little bit better football team, to be honest with you. They've proven to be a really good football team throughout the year already. So that's kind of where obviously you can look at the records and say what you want, 4-1, 1-4. I don't think that has anything to do with it strictly. I think that Siegel's beaten some good teams obviously Blackman's lost to some good teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Brentwood, Ravenwood, Oakland, kind of hard to be mad about losing to those 3 teams. So it is what it is. Tough start for Matt Kreisky.
Tough schedule
over there. No question, tough schedule. But I still think Siegel is the better football team.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and finally, the Main Street Preps game of the week. East Robertson at home against Smith County.
This is a My TV 30 Friday night rivals matchup.
I tell you.
Extra commercials, long breaks.
Yeah, if you're covering this one, Mr. Wilson, I assume he will be.
I'm sorry.
That's unfortunate for you.
It is. It really is.
Smith County comes in 4-1 with wins over Gordonsville, DeKalb County, Liberty Creek, and Trousdale County. Their only loss in overtime 6-3 defeat against Macon County. Yeah, talk about a tough matchup. Macon County, Smith County, and then you've got Upperman up there, who is Macon County's only loss. They're playing really good football over there, and East Robertson's going to have its hands full on Friday night.
East Robertson's going to have its hands full, but East Robertson can light up a scoreboard. They have scored 40-plus in 4 of their 5 games. Now, those were against, again, Liberty Creek, Houston County, Sycamore, and Joe Burns. So make of that what you will, if anything. But I think the point is East Robertson's got some dynamic ability on the offensive side of the ball, and I think that ultimately makes the difference here. A couple of big plays.
I mean, I feel pretty confident, Mo, saying that this is for the region championship. I feel like both of these teams are going to run the table in the remainder of the season in region play. And so I think at East Robertson, give me the home team, 28-27. Super close, but I'm going to go with the home team.
I think you just made a bulletin board. No, never mind. Smith County has already beaten Trousdale County, but you may have just made a bulletin board for East Robertson, Trousdale County, which is that next week?
No, it's the 6th.
Okay. All right. But yeah, regardless, I think East Robertson certainly takes care of business here.
All right, there you go. That's going to do it for high school football pick'em this week. You can see the entire Main Street Preps staff-wide picks on mainstreetpreps.com. Make sure to go check those out and print them out if you are Smith County, since everybody picked East Robertson to win. And that would be in the coverage area of our friends at the UCR, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So folks at the UCR, Rusty and Noah McKay and all those folks, just keep it quiet if you don't mind. We've been bulletin board material plenty enough this year, and it's certainly gone the opposite direction a couple times. So Father Ryan, Mount Pleasant, and now Smith County.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Bulletin board, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hey, come back with us tomorrow. We've got a fantastic show. Adam English of the Nashville Sounds is going to join us to close out our coverage of Nashville Sounds baseball this year. They are 5.5 back of Durham, who cannot lose, apparently.
5.5 back with
4 games to go. So they're out of the playoffs. But they do have a chance to win the International League West. They are 2 games up in the Western Conference or the Western Division. So a division title, we'll put a banner up for that. I don't know, why not? It's a division title.
Sure.
And so, should be a great end of the season, because at 2:25 we'll also be joined by Ryan Weathers, former Loretto star, current Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp pitcher. And we'll, of course, pick college football games against the spread. So make sure to join us tomorrow right here on Main Street Media TV, mainstreetmediatv.com. Again, all those places that I told you that you can get us, and of course, wherever podcasts are sold. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Come back to the Lee Company studio. This has been our 3rd anniversary edition of Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. We'll see you guys tomorrow.